With all this light, it acts like it can't see me. So how are you doing on this cold winter night? Like on a cold winter night. How's that song go? Cold winter's night. I'll try to remember it now. I can't. I don't remember it. So what are you all doing on this cold winter night? I'm out here warming the car up. Um, it's about, I would say it's probably like 40. Let me see. Where's my main phone? Where's the main drain? And I don't mean Spain. You know, the rain in Spain falls mostly on the plain. Weather forecast. I'm only looking up one bar of G. It's 47 degrees. I was off by 1 degree. So I'm gonna put the main phone way up over here, yonder. Where the red fern grows. Right up here where the red fern grows. So, let me monitor my signal. Just 1 second. Okay. Okie dokie. We good. Okay, let me yeah, you know, on the extended range electric vehicle, they're talking about they're gonna send a new Fiat down here. It's a freaking joke, but we'll see when it gets here. Um, what was I saying? Okay, I want to let you know something, but I can't really do anything with. I can turn it around now. Is that me that just came in here? Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of people. So how you all doing on this wonderful night? Is you doing good? Um, it's 6 o'clock here on the West Coast. 6:02 p.m. here on the West Coast, and so I'm just out warming up my car, and so I don't really have anything to report on right now. I mean, I did have something, but I don't even know if I wrote it down. Um, I guess right now the big thing, one thing that I saw was this fight that's going on between JFK and this chick out of Michigan. And I guess the people don't know how to spot this kind of stuff, but you know who that is, right? I mean, first of all, they're just fake acting anyway. They're all part of the same thing, right? They're all multimillionaires. But you know who that is raising hell, right? Yeah, that black cat came back again today. I want to try and give it something to eat, but I know the other dogs are watching, and they'll come over here and they'll tear that cat up. So I gotta figure out some way to I guess I'll just take the chicken broth and just put it out there, right? And put a camera on it or something with the sensor, so I can see who gets to it. But anyhow, so you have this congressperson out there, and this is the worst freaking scum dude there is. You know who that is. And so I'm thinking, you know what? um, that place is a trip. Okay. But anyhow, let me get back to this. Yeah, because they're all selfish, right? So let me just check my signal here. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you about the extended range uh, electric car. You know, it's not good. It's not good to have gasoline sitting in your car and never turn your car on. Gas goes bad fast. I learned that because I had a lawnmower and I left the gas in it 1 year and it would not start the next year. That's how that's how fast gas goes bad. Somebody left me a comment here. Reading this comment. You aren't getting a car for an e-bike price. So this guy wrote a comment and said you aren't getting a car for an e-bike price. What about when they're used? If they're coming over here and they're selling for 4,000, some people say they're selling for 9,000, which is ridiculous. Why would you pay 9,000 for a freaking golf cart? You know why they're letting them over here? Because I'll bet you all these people who are playing golf, they're going to be using it for a golf cart because it's air conditioned on the inside, right? It only goes like 25 or 40 miles an hour. Okay, that's not a freaking car, that's a golf cart. So let me see here. So let me go in and check my, I'm going to check myself. Yeah, so this thing that's going on with RFK, that's crazy. I don't want to say the names. You want to find out all about it, just read the book that I always tell you about. What's his name? Willie D was talking about, Orange Man said that black people know about being scammed more than anybody else, right? And so Willie D made a big deal out of it. He went in and said, yeah, you know how you scammed us, this and that. And I'm like, I think what he's talking about is the KKK. And you can find out about them by reading The Biggest Secret by David Icke, because they are the freaking reptilian shapeshifters. Hello? It's on page 199. And then I also said, and while you're there, by all means, read chapter 16. It gives you names, first and last names of these tricky rascals. Okay? I have a theory about this, right? And it was a scam. He pitted everyone against these people by making up a narrative about them, right? And so it's right there in black and white. English. It's also in Spanish. It's called El Mayor Secreto. Mayor or Mayor. I always get confused. I think it's El Mayor Secreto. But it's also in Spanish. That book is also in Spanish. So I guess people in Cuba should read it. Puerto Rico should read it. Dominican Republic. Spain, of course, Spain. And because they're right there close to where David Icke is from. But yeah, it's right there in the book. You read it, page 199, out of The Biggest Secret. Okay? I'm not making this stuff up. It's right there in the book. And so I'm seeing myself here. Okay, so how are you doing tonight? You mean, I don't know where you're at, but where I'm at, it's dark already. I'm on the West Coast in California, and I'm surviving. It's rough. These 2 months are are really rough out here. I live in dilapidated housing, and it's not really, you know, um, uh, I don't know how to do any kind of work on the house, right? I don't know how to do anything. If I try to do anything, it gets worse, tears everything up. When I hooked up my water heater, it's all hooked up, all just rinky dink, right? And it took me 1 year to figure out how to do that. Running back and forth to the hardware store, running to Hanford, back and forth just to do that crap, because they make it, it doesn't make common sense. They make it like any other business. They don't want people to repair the stuff. They want to repair it so they can charge you up the thing dangle. So I told you, I'm I not drinking no soda pop, at least not the ones in this one horse town. There are some that are available if you want a soda pop at Walmart. They're called Polar, and they're hiding them. They're not even by the sodas. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna leave it facing that way because it's dark out here, and I don't even know if the signal will work because we got fog. You know, they say if it switches over to 5G, they say that 5G doesn't work good in humidity, and it's like, I say exactly because, you know, this is a little one horse town and everybody's in. I mean, what do they have to do? Nothing. So, so you can't say, well, I'm not drinking sodas no more, because you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? Do you understand that? You can't say, I'm not drinking sodas no more because they're bad for you. You can't say that. You can't say that that's their bread and butter, right? They will shut your video off. Okay, so I told you there are some sodas. They're called Polar down at Walmart, and they've got like a fraction of the sweetener. I'll just call it sweetener, okay? Because I am watching my sweeteners, but especially the real freaking nasty one, high fructose corn syrup, right? I'm trying to get this out of my diet, and so I'm like, I'm fiending for some sweets, right? I'm craving this, so I ordered myself some molasses, and it should be here pretty soon. You know what? Last night I got some oil, right, to cook my eggs because I was making enchiladas. Actually, I got some enchiladas right now. They taste a lot better after you make them and then let them set. It only took me 50 years to figure this crap out, right? And so anyhow, so I bought some oil, and I did look up the different oils. I don't know if it's a bunch of horse shit or not, but they're saying avocado oil is the best, olive oil is the second best, and corn oil is questionable because it's probably got pesticides on it. That's what they're saying now. Before they were saying it's because it's hydrogenated. Remember they were saying it's hydrogenated. It's got to be cold pressed. Well, if you look on Google now, the stuff Google is saying and AI, you know, some of the stuff now that I don't know what's going on with it, but there's some goofy stuff going on. But anyhow, so I went in there to buy the corn oil because the corn oil is the cheapest. It's like $5, and you get the corn oil, and it'll last you a month, right? And if you make yourself a lot of eggs every day, right? Eggs for breakfast, eggs for lunch, eggs for dinner. And because they're good, especially like if you go out, you know, if you're out and eating a lot of junk food, you start craving for homemade eggs. And so I went in there to buy the corn oil, and they didn't have no corn oil. And they were actually, before they were saying, like when Kevin Trudeau was making these shows, somebody was saying that canola oil was garbage. You don't want canola oil because it's made with no, that's vegetable oil. You don't want vegetable oil because it's made with soybeans, right? And I don't know what the deal was with canola, but now they're saying that the canola is okay, or this and that, and that there's another one that is good, but you can't heat it up. I don't know, it gets confusing. So anyhow, before I had read any of that, I let me turn this around because there's a car coming behind me, so I'm gonna pull out of the way. I'm going slow. Yeah, I don't want to hit no freaking rocks when I'm out here. I need a SUV, which I'm starting to look at the SUV, but the manufacturer that I was looking at, now I'm finding out through these mechanics who are on YouTube. Now I'm finding out these manufacturers are not what they're. It just, I mean, I'm just taking a loss here, but from what I've seen, as soon as they put their plants over here, the product goes to shit. Why is this one going dim? The product goes to crap. Is it because they have us working in there? The Dumbos? You remember Kevin Trudeau was telling you that they're trying to dumb your ass down by putting crap in the water supply. They were trying other things to dumb you down too. Oh, this one, that's cool though. That's pretty cool because the product goes to crap. If they bring their company over here and they have us build them, we don't know how to build crap, right? It's obvious. So because they dumbed everybody down. They were putting fluoride in the water, and not only that, they were putting freaking, if you do research on, I have to do my own research, but I remember somebody was saying they were putting freaking psych meds. I won't name which one. It's a nasty mofo. You remember when they were doing all the Columbine shootings and all these kids were going out there and doing all these massacres and everything? 80% of them were on this crap. Okay? And Somebody said they were putting it in the water supply, but you know they were putting fluoride in the water supply. So no wonder everybody's freaking goofy. And so the rest of the world, the rest of other countries know that these people are freaking dumb as hell. And they're coming over here and freaking taking over. Hello? You don't think they know these people are dumb as hell? They just come over and they just start acting like them. They're all getting in there just acting like them. Then they're going to take over because they're a bunch of dumbos. They've been dumbed down. And so this company this manufacturer, they ended up, they were like the best manufacturer. The best or the second best. I had one of their products and it was way up there in quality. And so that's how I knew they were good. Wait, that's not them. That's basically they're like cousins, okay? I'm not naming names. And so I found out they've been making the cars here since 2013. They brought their shop over here to the United States, but apparently they have people from here building the stuff, and it's garbage, according to this mechanic who's on YouTube. His name is Just Call Me Eddie. And I don't mean Eddie off the Munsters. And so anyway, yeah, there's some SUVs. Oh, there's somebody made a thing on YouTube and they showed China sent a whole bunch of cars down here, right? They're not really allowed in the United States. They're allowed everywhere else on planet Earth, but not here, because they know that if these Chinese cars get here, Tesla is freaking ancient freaking history. And they put them on there. They got some dudes or younger dudes, and they brought all their cars over here, even the Yang Wang. Have you heard of the Yang Wang? I think it's by BYD or XPeng, one or the other. And even XPeng came over here and he says, oh, Tesla's, their software is really good. And I'm like, dude, get out of here. What are you on? And so, yeah, they even had the Yang Wang. And the Yang Wang, I don't know if you know this or not, if you know about horsepower, it has 1,300 horsepower, which means if you don't know what you're doing and you accidentally, I think you hurt yourself, and somebody did hurt themselves in one. It's too powerful. It'll it'll smoke any freaking ICE engine you can imagine. Indy 500 is freaking ancient history. It'll freaking leave them in the dust. And this is something you buy off the lot. And they can put their freaking noxious oxide, what do they call that? Laughing gas? Whatever it is. They can put freaking jet engines on it if they wanted to, right? And this car will still freaking smoke them. And so they had all of these cars. I gotta turn this off for a minute. So I'm gonna put this on. They had all of these cars and they sent them to Alaska. I don't know how they got to Alaska. Alaska's United States, right? And they were just like, I can't believe this. For the price of these cars, one of them, they said this car will freaking obliterate Jeep. They've got one, it's $15,000, and it will freaking obliterate Jeep. But that's why they're not letting them over here. Okay? Don't believe me, you can see it on YouTube. I just saw it last night. So in case you don't know where this is the 33 highway, and I'm going southbound again. And I turn on some music, but my radio, I think, needs a fuse or something. Yeah, we're going southbound, and we are actually in between Coalinga and Avenel, so almost about to get to the town of Avenel. There's about 17 miles of distance between us, between the two towns. And so we're coming into Avenel here on the 33 highway. Moving it down the highway. So as soon as we get to town, I'll start talking to you again. See people in the comments. Thanks for leaving comments. How about showing some love? How about showing some love? Put some hearts in the chat. Give it up, California. No doubt about it. In the city of Avenel. If you ever come to this town, you will be amazed. I'm only doing 45. I better speed up here. There we go. You think 50's fast enough? There's that is that too young to fall in love? Too young to fall in love. How many of you old timers remember that? Whoa. What's going on there? What's this guy turning around for? I'm gonna move my freaking phone. Trying to get me on a freaking phone violation. Phone's fired up in here. Somebody just did a Yui right there. Probably drunk. There was I guess there was some girl out at the Fresno City College, community college. I took a couple classes there. One was really good and one really stunk. And the counselors there got no comment. The counselors where I went to school were very, very, very helpful, very useful. So I'm trying to clean up my diet, right? So right now I'm like fiending for sweets. I'm fiending for sweets. There's these things in Spanish. It's a Mexican bakery. You know, most of your Mexican bakery stuff is baked in the oven, where, you know, stuff like donuts, that stuff is deep fried in oil, right? But in Mexican bakery, they have these things called empanadas. These are pumpkin filled, like, it's kind of like a pie, but everything is cooked in the oven. And they actually have chocolate cake there too. But they have these one things, and they're called marranitos. They're called piggies, and they're shaped like a pig, and they're made out of maple. So I'm like fiending for one of these, right? But I'm just like, you know what? I can get me some graham crackers, because I just read right now, I was reading the pie crust, and it said that it has maple syrup in it. I ordered some maple syrup, but it's like, I don't know when it's going to get here. It's like blackstrap molasses, trying to get away from sugar, refined sugar, because blackstrap molasses is actually good for you. It has minerals and vitamins and all kinds of stuff, right? And so that's what I'm doing. So I'm just like, I'm not going hog wild like the um, pizza, right? I still have pizza once in a while. I'm trying to stay away from it. For one, it's kind of a little bit expensive, but I mean, it's just loaded with all kinds of garbage. So it's not good for you. But I was using it to eat my garlic because have you ever tried eating garlic? You chop the garlic and start eating it. You can't do it. It's too hot. And but with these pizzas, if I take a pizza, just put it on the pizza, no problem. And so, like today, I had enchiladas, but I'll take toast and eat the enchilada with toast, right? Because if you have the toast and you put the enchilada in the toast, then you can put the garlic in there and you can eat the garlic, no problem. And and so um so I have those pizzas once in a while. We need to get on these people, on the ass, so that they will make a freaking pizza that's not poisoned. They do this deliberately. Okay? And so another product that I'm trying to get right now, I was like, well, I'll make myself a cheesecake. And you know that the cheesecakes, it's got all kinds of different chemicals in there. I mean, you read it, it's got disodium, all this stuff. But I'm just like, um, you know, I got it little by little. We'll get them to clean that stuff up. But I'm like fiending for it like a jelly donut. You can have jelly donut or you can have lemon, you can have cherry filled jelly donut, or you can have lemon filled jelly donut. It's the bomb. And so I was going to Walmart and then they were like, they were not even hardly putting any filling in it. Hardly putting any cherries. And they're real cherries, by the way. The cherry filling. And so I was like, I'm just gonna get me one of these cheesecakes and I'm gonna get my own um cherry pie filling. And so I looked at the cherry pie filling and the first thing on it, high fructose corn syrup. So I'm like, I ain't getting none of that crap. They have cherry and they have apple at the dollar store. And so I started looking around. I looked for organic pie filling. And there was some, it was real super expensive. I mean, crazy expensive. And then I found it's at Target. Target has a lot of stuff. They even have stuff that's, it might be even better than Walmart. A lot of the stuff, things that I've seen, not a lot, probably 3 or 4 different items that I've seen that um, I, I can't say exactly for sure, but I can tell you right now, their pie filling is better than Walmart. Um, I'm pretty sure you can't find a pie filling at Walmart that it does not have the high fructose corn syrup in it, but they have it at Target. And so I found that one at Target. So I went over to Amazon and looked at Amazon. Well, Amazon's brand, they don't put the high fructose corn syrup in it. So I ordered it. It was $3.40 some cents. So I got the pie filling. How do I lock my door? So is that open or closed? That's locked, I think. I don't know. So I got rid of the high fructose corn syrup, right? Because that's the main one. Look what they're saying about it. They say it's a cause of obesity or the main cause of obesity. Okay? And it causes all kinds of other stuff. Okay? The saying is that they are doing this because they are in bed with the other company who is raking in big money from you being not well from eating this garbage. Okay? So I'm getting that out of my diet. And so it's just got regular sugar in it. So this is better than the high fructose corn syrup. Okay? It's not perfect. It should have, I guess it's called cane sugar, right? Because when it just says sugar, that means that it's the refined sugar, which they're saying is not good. But at least it's not as bad as that other crap that they put in everything, high fructose corn syrup. So this is one step better. So maybe now, once they start getting the message, when people start buying this stuff, stop buying the high fructose corn syrup, maybe they will start putting the coconut sugar in it, right? Because if they say cane sugar, that's confusing. To me, that's confusing. Cane sugar or regular sugar, to me, that sounds weird. It should say raw sugar, not cane sugar. Okay? We don't care if it's cane sugar or beet sugar or freaking coconut sugar. We just want it to be the good stuff. So I guess that's the raw sugar, right? So on the label, if it's good sugar, they should just put it raw sugar so the people will know. And so this one is just plain sugar. But at least it's better than high fructose corn syrup. So I'm going to keep looking, but because I'm fiending, right? I ordered it. And I'm just going to get the garbage cheesecake, okay? They're all garbage. They're all loaded with, you read it. It's got so much stuff, it'll make your head spin. You read the ingredients on the cheesecake. And, but, you know, and then not only that, but the pie crust is like $3.50, and at Walmart it's like only $1.25. And so that's what I'm gonna get for sweets. But I was actually thinking about maybe getting some graham crackers. But yeah. So that's what we have to deal with. Just trying to get some desserts. I've got other stuff coming right now, and I'm going to pick up some stuff right now. I got my pomegranate juice today, so I'm going to pick it up right up here. And that's really all I've got to talk about. I mean, there was something. I don't remember what it is right now. What's everybody saying in the comments? Where's my glasses? Oh, here we go. You like this hat? They got them on eBay. They're called Rasta hats. Now, I've said this before. If you're a girl, they got all kinds of different hats that are really freaking cool. What is the word they use? It's sick, right? But they've got all kinds of hats that if you go on and you look, these hats are freaking cool for the girls, for the chicks. Um, they're really freaking cool hats. Yet you never see anybody wearing them. At least I don't. They got all kinds of good hats. But if you want to get the Rasta hat, you just type in Rasta on eBay and you'll see them all. They've got all kinds of cool hats. And this hat is actually, it's like, it's got to be 10 years old. And I believe the Rasta colors are gold, not yellow. Rasta colors are gold, green, black, and red. Turn my lights on. But I got 3 of these Rasta hats, and I got a whole bunch of different other ones. I got some other ones that are different colors, but they don't feel comfortable. So the longest day is going to be, I don't know, 21 or 22. But on 19th, that comet is supposed to be close to Earth, and they're saying that it's a spaceship, and they're gonna make a 180 or a 90. They're gonna do a 90 and freaking come to Earth. Oh yeah, I was gonna go in there and buy soap, because I'm out of soap, and some paper towels. Oh yeah, so they have the cherry filling, and hopefully it's the tart one. That's the one I like. Because there's different kinds of cherries. If you didn't know, there's black cherry, there's a red cherry, and then there's it's an orangish colored cherry. And so I'm like, I like cherry, but I think I like lemon even better, right? Lemon filling and lemon filled jelly donuts. And so if you get lemon filling, they don't call it lemon filling no more. You know, it's not called, because it's a juice, right? Where the other ones, they have chunks of fruit. Well, on the lemon filling, they call the lemon filling they call lemon filling lemon curd, and it costs a pretty penny, and it's not $3. It's like $12 or $16. And so I'm like, now what are they going to do to this one? Because cherry is good for you, right? If you Hulda Clark, she specifically says to get juice to do something. Okay, it's for a certain thing. And this topic, you got to be really, really careful. You can't talk about some of this stuff, though. Shut your video off before they come and take you off the face of the planet of the earth, the face of the planet. And so I'm like, now let's see what they did to this, because lemon is supposed to be even better. Lemon is like one of the top ones. Even this one doctor who's on YouTube, Dr. Gerb or something, I forget his name, but he says take lemon and salt. Of course, good salt, right? Not the poison salt. And just drink that. It does something, right? Um, well, so I went in to check the ingredients on it. And guess what it says? They put so much freaking sugar in this thing, it'll make your head spin. 200, almost 300 grams of sugar in it. You think that's by chance? They are doing this shit on purpose. They know the crap is good. These are scientists doing this crap. Okay, so that's all I've got for you right now. Make sure you tune in later, and I'll have some more information for you. Stuff that I write down. Okay? Because there is some things going on, and I'll talk to you about Bitcoin too. You know what's going on with Bitcoin right now, right? What's going on with Bitcoin right now is that if you have, here's the big secret. If you have $100,000, you can get into Bitcoin and become a millionaire. That's what's going on. You've got thousands and thousands of people becoming millionaires right now. That's what's going on. And there's a method to do it, because if you get in at the wrong time, you're going to be sitting on $50,000, right? You can put $100,000 in right now, and tomorrow it'll go down to 50,000. Okay? But there's a lot of people who know how to work it. They're all going to these places in Las Vegas, and the Sudan, or wherever they meet with these multi-billionaires, and the government is in on it now, right? That all these people who have $100,000, they're waiting right now to become millionaires. That's where it's sitting right now. It's either going to go down or it's going to go up right now. And so that's what it is. And it's about, like Warren Buffett said, it's about patience, right? They get anxious for that $1,000,000, and that's got to be kind of spooky, right? And so that's what's going on with it right now. With $100,000, if you get into Bitcoin, you can become a millionaire. It's been going on since 2008. This last time, since the last 2 years, since I started talking about it. If you would have got in with 100,000, you would be sitting right now at about pretty close to $500,000, and that's in 2 years. So so I'll tell you more about that later, and talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in.